Okay, these are the kind of question you may find in the exam. Number one, you will you will see two lines or one line of a stanza, and you will be asked to complete the stanza. Okay. Second question is write the rhyme scheme, and you know before from the first term. Third question, how is the poem structured, or what is the structure of the poem? Okay. طبعا احنا درسنا الستراكشر بتاع البوم and you will find it in the first page. The poem consists of 6 quatrains, which means 4 lined stanzas, and each contains 2 rhyming couplets. And we explained before that a couplet means 2 rhyming lines. Couplet يعني 2 rhyming lines. 2 lines have the same ending sound or the same rhyme. So this is the structure of the poem. If you are asked how is the poem structured, write these 2 lines. The poem consists of 6 quatrains. Each contains 2 rhyming couplets. Okay. Another kind of question is to extract a metaphor, is extract a personification, extract a rhetorical question from the above stanza. هيسألك عن one figure of speech تطلعها. It will be named يعني and specified like a metaphor, a personification, a rhetorical question, an alliteration, and so on. So you write it. Number 5, what is the main theme? You also see this question from, and you know it from the first term. And the main theme of this poem is that the poet describing one of the most powerful and beautiful creatures and praising God's creation of the fierce tiger. This is the main theme of the poem. Don't be confused with the paraphrase of the stanza or any other thing, okay? Another question is to paraphrase the stanza. You will look at the stanza and see which stanza is it and start to paraphrase أو إن أنت تبدأ تشرحها. Okay? For example, in this stanza, stanza 1, you may have the first line only written. يعني هتلاقي مكتوب السطر الأول بس. Tiger, tiger, burning bright, and you'll be asked to write the rest of the lines. لازم تبقى حافظ الستانزا because you will be asked to write the rest of the lines. Complete the stanza. Okay? The paraphrase of the first stanza, we took it already. Here the poet addresses the tiger saying how beautiful and terrifying you are. In this stanza, the poet sees that the tiger is a very beautiful but at the same time terrifying creature. Okay, and we before discussed the figures of speech in this stanza that we have a metaphor here in the words burning bright. The poet compares the tiger to fire. He means that the tiger is strong, fearful, dangerous, and beautifully bright at night like fire. The second figure of speech is alliteration. The repetition of the sounds at the beginning of the words in the same line, we call it alliteration. Here we have the words tiger, tiger. There are two rhyming sounds in the beginning of the words. Also burning, bright, frame, and fearful. We have another kind of figure of speech here, which is called apostrophe. What is apostrophe? We said before that apostrophe means that the poet is addressing a non-living thing as if it's a human being, like tiger, tiger, burning bright. The last figure of speech in the first stanza is a rhetorical question. We said that this rhetorical question is just for wondering, but the poet does not expect any answer from anyone. Here, the rhetorical question is, what immortal hand or E could frame thy fearful symmetry? Now let's move to the second stanza, and please pay attention if this is the first time for you to study it. In what distant deeps or skies burns the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? In the first stanza, the poet talked about the creation of the tiger and how he's beautiful, but at the same time he's terrifying. In this stanza, he will move to talk about the place where the tiger was created. He's saying that he's beautiful, so he may be created in the heavens, in the skies, but at the same time he's very fearful or he's very terrifying, so he may be also created at the distant deeps. What does he mean by the two words distant deeps and skies here? Distant deeps or skies? Can you tell me, anyone? Yes, Nur Khalid, can you unmute yourself? Or
Heaven and the hell.
yeah, here he used these two words as symbols. Deeps is a symbol of hell, and the skies is a symbol of heavens or paradise. Okay? Burn the fire of thine eyes. Here, thine is an old English word, as I told you before. In all the times, the English was slightly different from nowadays. He used different words, especially for the pronouns. Yes, Ahmed?
مستر هو الرايم سكيم في الستانزا 1 and 2 ايه A B B.
Yeah, you know, in the exam, you will have the question will be on only one stanza. So if I asked you to write the rhyme scheme, write AABB for whatever stanza you will find. Okay? يبقى in this poem as a whole, the rhyme scheme go in rhyming couplets A A B B C C D D and so on. But in the exam, all the question will be on only one stanza of them. So whatever the stanza, you will find right A A B B. Okay.
Okay.
The paraphrase. Here the poet is addressing the tiger, saying, "You are so fearful and dangerous. Were you created at hell?" And we saw here that he symbolized the hell by distant deeps. You are so beautiful. Were you created at paradise? And we also see that it's symbolized by the word skies. You are so fearful and dangerous like fire. Who can get close to you? What the hand dare seize the fire? No hand can dare to catch or to touch the fire for sure. The figures of speech. Number one, alliteration. Distant and deeps. There is a repetition of the first sound, the first consonant sound in the words in the same line. And please, there is a mistake here. What wings is a mistake. It does not rhyming. What and wing, they are different sounds, not rhyming sounds. So please delete it. The alliteration here is only in the two words distant and deeps. But what and wings don't have the same beginning sounds. Please erase it all across it. Okay. Also, we have in this stanza a metaphor, burn the fire of thine eyes. The poet here compares the tiger eyes to fire because it's fearful. And for sure, there is symbolism. We said before, distant deeps. It symbolizes the hell. Skies also is a symbol of paradise. Okay. Um, This is our lesson today, and let's go up and ask you the question. For example, if you have the first stanza, the first line written for you, tiger, tiger, burning bright, you will be asked to complete the stanza. It's so easy and clear. Write the rhyme scheme. I told you before. Any stanza, write A, B, B. How is the poem structured? Also, it's the same for all the stanzas. The poem consists of 6 quatrains. Each contains 2 rhyming couplets. So easy. Extract a metaphor. In the first stanza, who will answer this question? Extract a metaphor from the first stanza. Yes, Bara?
Burning bright, Miss.
Burning bright. Thank you. And please explain it. Don't say only burning bright and stop like this. Explain how it's a metaphor. The poet is comparing what to what, or
The person compares the tiger to fire.